Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you couldn't tell by this lovely, very lovely card, or even this very adorable group figure, I will be doing a review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's been about 3 weeks since this trilogy concluded. I meant to do the video much sooner. I actually watched it, because technically, like Friday I think is technically opening night, but then there's Thursday night screenings, but I actually watched it on Wednesday, where I am. I think they did it in some other places across the world too, but they did a IMAX trilogy movie marathon, which was amazing. I've done it for Star Wars, for when all 8 films came out, and then all 9 films came out, so I was not new to the having to sit down in a movie theater chair for more than you normally do, even if it's Avatar. But I did that on the Wednesday night. It was so good. I just have to say, watching the first 2 movies in IMAX, oh my god, I should have been watching them in IMAX all this time. The first one, I watched it like a few years after it came out, I believe. The second one, I watched it in 4DX when it came out, but on IMAX. But now, every time a Marvel movie comes out, you have to do it in IMAX. So, it's safe to say it's been quite some time since this movie came out. I do have my notes written down on my phone, so I'm just going to be looking at it. I want to start off with my general points, and then I can go into the movie overall, just because it was the finale to the Guardians. I know at the end it said the legendary Star-Lord will return, and it's like, yeah, but like, will we ever see the rest of the Guardians? But anyways, I want to say that the whole crew of Peace, Floor, Lila, and Baby Rocket, that made me, it was like emotional damage. Lila, the actress Linda Cardinelli, love her. She was great as Velma in James Gunn's Scooby-Doo movies, which, I don't know, thinking about the casting, he probably casted her because he knew her, and not just because she plays Hawkeye's wife in the movies. I think that was just, I know he likes casting his friends in the movies. We had Ratcatcher make an appearance, his wife made an appearance, I don't remember the character's name, but he was in the Suicide Squad, and he was one of the guys in Peacemaker. I think he made an appearance in the second Guardians movie, and Nathan Fillion. But I know he always has Nathan Fillion in all his movies. That's not the point. That emotional connection, I was really hoping that they would maybe make it, and maybe Rocket would be reunited with her, but when she died, and when they all died, and when, especially Floor was saying, Rocket, Floor, teeth, go. Surprisingly, I didn't cry that much in the movie. I think it was mostly tearing up. It was really the first and second movie for the rewatch that got to me, but I know if I watch it again, I might cry a bit more, because it was just, I can't say anything. It's just so sad. Speaking about another character we were introduced to, Adam Warlock, and he is blowing up a lot on TikTok right now. They have like a whole meme of when he's like flying in, which, that's a good scene. The jokes, they were funny. William Poulter, I know people view him as the eyebrow actor, but he's a very good actor. I remember him in Bandersnatch, I believe was the name, for that Black Mirror, Choose, whatever they call it. choose your own adventure movie on Netflix, but I thought he's a great actor. My one con about him is I felt like they kind of used him as the main butt of the joke for the movie. But I don't know, that might just be a common movie thing, that might be a common Marvel thing where they like kind of pick out one character specifically as like the butt of the joke. I know people are like saying because he left his pod too early, he wasn't fully developed, like pulling what's his name? Kind of pulling like a My Hero Academia Tomura Shigaraki. I probably butchered the pronunciation right now. I'm too tired. But like how he didn't fully leave his pod for like to be 100% is kind of like Adam Warlock didn't do that. So that's why he's kind of like maybe in a way acting like a kid. It was kind of funny, like his relationship with the high priestess, Aisha, I think was the name, Aisha or Aisha. That was funny. I did love the relationship he had like with the little pet guy. That was cute, but I thought some of the jokes, I don't know, it felt a bit lackluster at times, but the flying scenes with him, Chef's Kiss, they were beautiful. Oh, another scene, that, and I'm a sucker for a good continuous shot, but that one when they were all fighting together on the ship, oh, if you know me, then you know I really love the one from Spectre, but that wasn't an actual continuous shot. They just managed to like, I think they edited it together. I don't know if they used some CGI for it, but the one in Guardians 3, ooh. And when it's a fighting scene, and I love the meme that was going around, if I had a nickel every time Chris Pratt was in a movie that came out in the spring where he was fighting while the song No Sleep Till Brooklyn was playing, I would have 2 nickels, which is kind of odd, but I love that meme for it. It was like, you know what that was too? There was the Mario movie, which was surprisingly really good, as a side note, and there was this movie, but that's kind of one of the reasons I want to watch 1917. I have not yet, but I heard that's like a long, kind of like continuous shot for the film, so I gotta do that. I will say, I love Gamora. I really love the story, and watching all 3 movies in a row, it like, that connection like came back with the characters, like, damn, like watching her grow from the first Guardians movie to the second one, and obviously we had her in Avengers, but it's sad that we don't have her anymore. I'm curious if James Gunn was still gonna like kill her off personally rather than the Russo brothers doing it. But like it was a good way to represent grief with Peter. Like at the start of the movie, he was like passed out drunk, like he didn't know what to do. He wanted to find her, kind of like be like, you're still the same Gamora I know, like we can like do it, but it's not the same person. And obviously it's like I want to see them together again happy, but at the end of the day they're not the same person, and like trying to like push this whole other personality on someone, like I don't even know you, I'm like this many years into the future now. I thought she was mean at times, but after watching the movie, I was thinking about it, and you know what? If like someone kept telling me like, "Oh, we're supposed to be together. Like you did this, and we're supposed to be like the family," I would probably get a bit annoyed too. She was still a bit mean besides that, and it was nice that she still managed to find a family, if not with the Guardians, it was with the Ravagers. So there's that, and I recently like binged almost all the Rocky movies and Creed movies, so I fucking love Sylvester Stallone now, and I was so happy when I saw him on the screen. I was just thinking of his "Yo, Adrian, I did it" line during the movie. And I whispered it to my boyfriend when he came on, because I fucking love the guy. Sylvester Stallone is great. Oh, and yeah, the IMAX for it. I think Guardians is probably one of the best Marvel movies I've seen in IMAX, just for all three of them. Like, I'm probably being a bit biased because I love James Gunn. I have like the Suicide Squad poster in the background. So he's great. I've seen most of his movies, like Slither, I believe is the name. And his Scooby-Doo movies. Oh my goodness, I wish he could make more because I fucking love that shit. But I will say, I think the Guardians visuals, I cannot speak there, are some of the best that I've seen in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't think this was the best movie since Endgame because there is No Way Home, and No Way Home wasn't just good because of nostalgia. I personally think it was just still a good movie, and I've enjoyed most of the movies that have come out since Endgame. Are they as good as the ones before? Not all of them are as good, but for the most part, most of them are still enjoyable, I will say. Oh, now for Rocket, I do feel like the one thing I just disliked, oh, and I did not like the opening title sequence for this one. I was like, why is the text looking like this now? After seeing those other two, I want those ones back. I thought it looked cooler. That's just like a little nitpicky thing that I have, but we didn't have Rocket for like half of the movie, and I didn't realize, like, obviously they all play their own part, like they're a family in this whole series, but I missed Rocket a lot. I was like, I missed his little jokes and stuff, them calling him like a dog and whatnot. Cosmo was also adorable. The whole call me, like, take it back, I'm not a bad dog, I'm a good dog. I just have to say that was funny, but I do wish we had more Rocket in the movie. I honestly thought him or Drax was gonna die. I was so surprised that nobody died. Like, going into the movie, I was thinking, okay, Drax is probably gonna die, or Rocket is gonna die. And when we had that scene with him and Lila, and then she was like, but it's not your time yet. Ugh. It was so good. Bradley Cooper does a good job in voicing him, I'm just gonna say. And the relationship he has with Nebula is so sweet because, okay, if you think about it, he's probably spent time with Groot the most, but that was the old Groot. This is like a new version of a Groot, so he spent time with Nebula the most, so they like made that connection. I heard that, I believe James Gunn said that he was making her like more like, I don't think his quote was like human, but like kind of getting rid of what like Thanos did to her. Rocket gave her like that new arm. I forgot what that technology was called, but that was a good use. When I was watching the movie, I was like, wait, did she always have eyebrows? Which apparently she did. It's just because we actually got to see both of her eyebrows, so we got to see Nebula display more emotion. But when it was, I believe when he woke up, I think it might have been Nebula that he wanted to see first. And then when Nebula was like so happy, and she knew like about rockets, when he was like down, she's like, no, don't use the med pack, it's gonna like fuck it up. Like, their relationship together is just really sweet because they're the only two that had each other during the blip for quite quite some time. Also, that med pack is a very convenient invention that has become a thing in the MCU. Hopefully they show that a bit more. Now, the way that the movie ended, I will say, it was like a bittersweet ending. I honestly thought Star-Lord was gonna die, and after how Multiverse of Madness happened, where Wanda, like, quote unquote, died, but she's not really dead, it's like, dang, okay, he has all this grief, and I guess he's gonna die. Cause, like, his face was, like, gonna explode. It was, like, blowing up, and it's like, that hasn't happened to the other people in space, but when Adam Warlock saved him, I don't know, I feel like I made my peace. I was thinking, I think one person is gonna die in this movie, so if it was Star-Lord, it would have been sad, but anyways, I'm gonna start rambling. With the bittersweet ending, we didn't get Gamora to go back to the Guardians because that's not her family. This is a different Gamora. She's made a family with the Ravagers, so it was sweet. We were fun. I bet we were damaged. So sad. But it would be so cheap if they put them back together. Especially, like, if that happened to you, I mean, obviously, like, most people would probably maybe try if they really missed their loved one that much, but ultimately it's like, that's still a completely different person with different memories. It's maybe if, like, the whole way Avengers Endgame ended and they ended up, like, being a team again, who knows what could have happened. But again, it wouldn't do, like, the original Gamora justice, and she would probably be happy with the way that the Guardians ended off. It was like, they were all kind of going their own ways. Mantis, that was really good, because honestly, yeah, she has always been doing what other people want her to do. So the fact that she was like, no, Drax, don't come with me. This is something I have to do on my own. Good for her. Her and Quill being siblings, we had that in the Christmas special, which was great. And people, like, I don't want to say theorized, because obviously we knew that they were going to be siblings, but in the second movie, there was, like, when Ego was showing, like, the people he was visiting and mating with, we got to see, like, Mantis's mom, so it's like, obviously they're gonna be half siblings, but that was a nice relationship they brought into the movie, the whole, like, sibling stuff. With, Drax, he became a dad again, which was really nice, and him starting to dance. That's, like, he's come full circle in a way. He wouldn't dance before, and now he does. And then with Rocket, he's now leader, which honestly he should have been, because he's the smartest, he's the best. Was it High Evolutionary? That was a good villain. The actor did an excellent job. And when they had, like, the face peeled off, I was like, oh my god, give me more of that. S of X, I hope that's all practical. I heard that this is the movie that has the most, not props, the most, it broke a record to have the most prosthetics in a movie, and the last one was How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which is insane. I love it when a movie is practical, and, the character and the actor isn't in a suit the whole time. Iron Man, granted, like, a CGI suit is probably easier than that hefty thing, but even for, like, Spider-Man, I'm just like, y'all are using your CGI a little bit too much, and you're probably underpaying these workers and overworking them. So give them a bit of a raise, give them some more time, and I think your CGI might start to look just a tad bit better. not to say that it looked bad, like it looked good, but sometimes there might be a CGI scene that's like uncanny valley is what they call it. But besides that, it was nice that there's Rocket and Groot. Groot is now like a big boy now. And they had like those kids. They had those kids, and they have that one kid who's possibly like this is editing Sandra. I don't know what happened to the rest of the footage. I don't know if it accidentally just cut out or the file accidentally got deleted, because I definitely didn't delete it myself. What I was trying to say was the High Evolutionary, he probably took Marvel's DNA, because I know that there's a character in the comics that's the daughter of Marvel, so they're definitely trying to set up the new Avengers. This is definitely not how I wanted to end the video. That's what I get when I'm busy with work and I take a lifetime to edit a review, so hopefully that won't happen with the Across the Spider-Verse video. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe to the button below, comment down if you've watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 movie, with how long it's been since it came out. I don't even know now. Almost 2 months probably, of how slow I've been with for editing. You guys have probably watched it by now, so let me know in the comments. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.